Let me ask you something. Who's in control? You or your feelings? Too many people live as prisoners to fear, doubt, and hesitation. But listen, weak feelings are just impulses, not commands. They whisper, stay comfortable, play it safe, maybe later. And before you know it, they've stolen your dreams. But not anymore. Starting today, you kill hesitation with action. You crush fear with courage. You take back control because the only thing standing between you and your greatest potential is the weakness you refuse to eliminate. So right now, you decide, will you own your emotions or will they own you? Your feelings are not your master. They do not dictate your actions unless you allow them to. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is believing that emotions have control over them, that if they feel afraid, uncertain, or unmotivated, they must listen to that feeling and act accordingly. But that is a lie. Feelings are nothing more than signals, temporary impulses that your brain sends based on past experiences, habits, and conditioning. And here's the truth. Weak feelings are not there to guide you. They are there to be challenged and overcome. Think about it. If every great leader, athlete, or entrepreneur only took action when they felt like it, do you think they would have achieved success? No. They moved forward even when they were tired. They showed up even when they were uninspired. They took action even when doubt whispered in their ear. The difference between people who stay stuck and those who rise is simple. Winners refuse to be controlled by their emotions. Let's break this down. When you feel hesitant, what is really happening? Your brain is trying to protect you. It's saying, stay safe, avoid risk, don't push too hard. This is a survival mechanism that comes from centuries of evolution, but in today's world, it's no longer a tiger in the jungle that you need to fear. It's the fear of failure, embarrassment, or discomfort that holds you back. And guess what? None of those things will kill you, but surrendering to weak feelings will kill your potential. This is why you must train yourself to recognize when weak emotions are taking over. The moment you start feeling like quitting, doubting yourself, or procrastinating, pause. Identify the feeling, but don't let it dictate your next move. Instead, make a conscious choice. Am I going to let this feeling control me, or am I going to take control? Because here's what you must understand. Your feelings are not orders. They are just suggestions, and you get to choose whether to follow them or override them. Let's put this into action. You wake up and you feel like staying in bed instead of working out. That feeling is not a command, it's an option. You feel nervous before speaking up in a meeting. Again, that's just an impulse, not a law. The people who get ahead are not the ones who never feel weak emotions. They are the ones who refuse to let those emotions win. You must rewire your mindset. From now on, when weakness creeps in, don't say, I feel like giving up. Instead say, I recognize this feeling, but I choose to act anyway. The simple act of making this decision over and over again builds an unstoppable mentality. Over time, you condition yourself to respond with strength instead of surrender. And here's something even more powerful. You don't just reject weak feelings, you replace them. If fear shows up, replace it with courage through action. If doubt creeps in, replace it with certainty by focusing on your vision. If laziness tempts you, replace it with energy by taking one small step forward. The moment you stop giving weak emotions power, you take your power back. You start to build a life based on discipline, commitment, and purpose, not fleeting feelings. And that is how you separate yourself from the average. Because the average person waits until they feel ready, but the successful person creates readiness through action. So the next time you feel hesitation, doubt, or fear creeping in, remember, these feelings are not your master. They do not control you. You control them. Kill them before they kill your dreams. Take action, move forward, and step into your true power. Weakness is not a permanent state. It is not who you are. It is simply a pattern, a habit of responding to challenges in a way that holds you back. But here's the truth. Every weakness has the potential to become a source of strength. The difference lies in how you choose to respond. Most people see fear, doubt, or laziness as obstacles that stop them. But high achievers, they use these emotions as fuel. They take what others see as limitations and turn them into weapons of progress. Think about fear. Fear is often viewed as something to avoid, something that paralyzes people from taking action. But in reality, fear is just energy. It's an intense state of focus on what could go wrong. And if you can focus on what could go wrong, you can just as easily focus on what could go right. The same energy that makes someone freeze in fear is the same energy that can push them forward into action. The only difference is what they choose to do with it. Fear does not mean stop. Fear means go. It means you're standing at the edge of something that will help you grow. The moment you feel fear, lean into it. Take the step. Speak up. Make the move. Because when you do, you train yourself to act in spite of fear. And that's how confidence is built. Now let's talk about doubt. Doubt is one of the biggest killers of potential. People hesitate, second-guess themselves, and overanalyze because they're afraid of failing. But doubt is nothing more than a sign that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's an indicator that you're reaching for something bigger than what you've done before. And that's a good thing. Instead of seeing doubt as a stop sign, recognize it as a signal that you are growing. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself that the only way to become great at something is to start before you feel ready. No one is ever 100% ready when they begin. The people who succeed are simply the ones who take action despite their uncertainty. And what about laziness? It's easy to think of laziness as a lack of motivation, but in reality, laziness is just a lack of purpose. When people feel lazy, it's not because they don't have energy, it's because they don't have a compelling enough reason to move. That's why the solution isn't to force motivation, it's to create clarity. When you have a strong enough reason to take action, laziness disappears. Think about it. If you suddenly had the opportunity to achieve your biggest dream, would you feel lazy? No. You'd be energized, ready to go because you have something that excites you. That's why you must attach every action to a powerful reason. Instead of saying, I have to work out, say, I'm building a body that makes me proud. Instead of saying, I have to work late, say, I'm creating a future of financial freedom. When you shift your focus from obligation to purpose, action becomes automatic. Every weakness, fear, doubt, laziness, is an opportunity in disguise, but only if you choose to flip it. You have the ability to reframe any negative emotion and use it as a tool for growth. When fear shows up, use it as a trigger for courage. When doubt creeps in, use it as a signal to take immediate action. When laziness strikes, reconnect to your deeper purpose. The more you do this, the stronger you become. You stop seeing these emotions as barriers, and instead, you turn them into stepping stones. Because here's the truth. Strength isn't the absence of weakness. Strength is what happens when you take control of your weaknesses and make them work for you. And when you master that, there is nothing that can stop you. Action is the ultimate weapon against hesitation, doubt, and fear. The moment you hesitate, you give weakness time to grow. The mind is like a battlefield, and every second you spend thinking about whether or not to act is a second where self-doubt gains power. The key to breaking this cycle is radical action. Moving forward without negotiation, without debate, and without allowing your mind to talk you out of what you know you need to do. Most people lose because they wait. They wait for the right time, they wait until they feel motivated, they wait for the fear to go away. But the truth is, waiting only makes things harder. The longer you delay action, the more resistance builds up in your mind. Your brain starts creating excuses, reinforcing doubts, and making the task seem bigger than it actually is. But when you act immediately, you bypass all of that. You don't give your mind time to come up with reasons to quit. You take control before weakness has a chance to take over. Think about it. Have you ever hesitated before doing something difficult? Maybe you wanted to start a new project, speak up in a meeting, or approach someone with confidence. But instead of acting, you paused. You overanalyzed. And the more you thought about it, the harder it became to move. That's because hesitation is the breeding ground for weakness. The solution? Kill hesitation with immediate action. When you feel fear, move forward. When you feel doubt, take the first step. When your mind starts telling you to wait, override it by doing the exact thing you're avoiding. This isn't just about willpower. It's about rewiring your brain to respond differently to challenge. Every time you act instead of hesitate, you reinforce the belief that you are in control. You condition yourself to move before your mind has a chance to resist. Massive action is the fastest way to build confidence. People think confidence comes from feeling good about yourself, but that's not true. Confidence comes from proof. It comes from seeing yourself take action over and over again, despite fear, despite doubt, despite discomfort. The more you act, the more evidence you create that you are the kind of person who follows through. And when you have that proof, hesitation disappears. You no longer question yourself because you have conditioned yourself to move forward without fear. The key is to make action a habit. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. But discipline is built. It's created through repetition, through taking action even when you don't feel like it. When you commit to radical action, you eliminate the option of quitting. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't allow weakness to creep in. You simply act. The best way to implement this is to use the no hesitation rule. The moment you recognize hesitation, take immediate action. If you're lying in bed, debating whether to get up now. If you're in a meeting, thinking about speaking up, speak now. If you're hesitating to start a project, start now. Every second you wait makes it harder. Every second you delay gives weakness time to take over. But the moment you move, you regain control. Action is the cure for every weak emotion. Fear, take action. Doubt, take action. Laziness, take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be immediate, because the faster you act, the faster you build momentum. And momentum is what creates unstoppable confidence. Weakness thrives in hesitation. Kill hesitation and you kill weakness. Kill weakness and you become unstoppable. The choice is yours. Will you wait or will you move? Your mind is a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it can be trained, conditioned, and strengthened. Most people don't realize that their thoughts, habits, and emotions are the result of conditioning. They assume that confidence, resilience, and mental toughness are traits that some people are born with. But that's not true. Strength is built through repetition. The more you train your mind to reject weakness, the stronger it becomes. The more you challenge fear, the braver you get. The more you push past resistance, the easier it becomes to act. It all comes down to how you program your mind every single day. Weakness is not something that just happens to you. It is a learned behavior. It is the result of years of giving in to doubt, fear, and hesitation. But here's the good news. Anything that is learned can be unlearned. And the way to do that is through conscious reprogramming. You must take control of the messages you feed your mind, the routines you follow, and the identity you build for yourself. Every day, you are reinforcing a version of yourself. The question is, are you reinforcing strength or weakness? It starts with your daily rituals. What you do consistently shapes who you become. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, hit snooze, and start the day in a reactive state, you are conditioning your mind to be passive. But if you start your day with discipline, getting up immediately, moving your body, setting an intention, you are training yourself to be proactive. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day, and your days add up to the life you create. Language is another powerful tool. The words you use shape your reality. If you constantly say, I'm tired, I'm not good at this, I don't feel like it, you are reinforcing weakness. But if you train yourself to say, I am unstoppable, I always find a way, I take action no matter what. You are programming your mind for strength. Your words create your identity, and your identity dictates your actions. Stop speaking weakness into existence. Speak strength, and strength will follow. You must also develop a clear vision for your life. Weakness thrives in uncertainty. When you don't know what you want, it's easy to be swayed by distractions, emotions, and external influences. But when you have a strong, compelling vision, you create a filter for your thoughts and actions. Everything you do either moves you closer to that vision or further away from it. When your purpose is clear, weak emotions have no room to survive. Doubt, fear, and procrastination cannot coexist with a powerful sense of purpose. Repetition is the secret to lasting change. You don't build mental strength overnight. You build it through small, consistent choices. Every time you push through discomfort, every time you act despite fear, every time you reject weakness. Over time, these choices compound, and before you know it, strength becomes your default state. What once felt difficult now feels natural. What once seemed impossible now feels effortless. The truth is, your mind will believe whatever you repeatedly tell it. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, your mind will find evidence to support that belief. But if you tell yourself you are strong, capable, and unstoppable, your mind will find ways to make that true. Your reality is a reflection of your mental conditioning. Change your conditioning, and you change your reality. So make the decision today. Start training your mind like a warrior. Set powerful rituals. Use strong language. Build a clear vision and take relentless action. Condition yourself for strength every single day and watch as weakness disappears. Because the strongest version of you is not found, it is built. And you have the power to build it.